Okay, in this tutorial we're going to go over how to write the equation of a line given 2 points. Specifically, I'm going to look at the example where we are asked to write the equation of the line that goes through the points -1, 3 and 2, 9. And I'm going to give you some steps, recommended steps that you should follow when given a problem similar to this one. Step 1, we're going to want to find the slope using the formula for slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, what I have my students do is I have them write the 2 points one on top of the other. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take the 2, 9 and I'm going to slide that under the -1, 3. Now the reason why I have students do that is typically they make fewer mistakes with calculating the slope when they write the points one on top of the other, because you keep your y's lined up and you keep your x's lined up. The other thing I tell students is, look, this minus sign in the formula, you want to think opposite. So when I'm doing the subtraction, I want to be thinking opposite. So on the top, I'm going to have 3 minus 9. And on the bottom, I'm going to have -1 minus 2. So if I do that quick calculation, I get -6 on the top. I get -3 on the bottom. And that cleans up into +2. So therefore, my slope is 2. Now, once I know the slope, I'm going to go into point-slope form. Now, point-slope form, I need to know 2 things. I need to know the slope, and I need to know one of the points. Well, in this case, I do know the slope, and I do know one of the points. In fact, I know 2 of the points. So what we need to do is we need to make a decision. We either want to use the point -1, 3 or the point 2, 9, but it does not matter which point we choose to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the first point. Like I said, it does not matter which one I pick, but I'm going to go ahead and circle this one. This is the one I'm going to use. So like I did in another tutorial, I like to put a little blank here. I like to put a blank here and a blank here. So now I'm going to insert the 3 pieces of information. I'm going to insert my x1, my y1, and I'm going to insert my slope. All in the appropriate place based on the formula. So my m is 2. My y1, I'm going to put -3. And for the x1, I'm going to put +1. And if you're wondering, well, why did I put -3 and +1 when the point given was -1 and 3, you have to remember, for point slope form, you use the opposite sign. Remember, those negatives here mean opposite. Use the opposite sign. Okay, so if I'm being asked for point slope form, I'm done. This would be it. However, if I was asked for slope-intercept form, I would want to keep going. So let's just hypothetically say that we needed to keep going, and we have to get the slope-intercept form. What I would then do is take the equation I just wrote, and I'm going to convert it by distributing the 2. So I would get 2x plus 2. And then I would have to bring the 3 over, because slope-intercept form, I need the y completely by itself. So I get y equals 2x plus 5. So that's my slope-intercept form. Again, if I was asked for point-slope form, I could have stopped right away, but if I was asked for slope-intercept form, I would need to keep on going. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check to make sure that I'm right. I'm going to go to the graphing calculator, and I'm going to plot 2x plus 5. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to plot 2x plus 5. And here's what I'm going to look for. I want to see if that line is going through the 2 points that were given, -1, 3 and 2, 9. So I'm going to follow this graph and I'm going to look for 2, 9 right there. Perfect. And I'm going to look for the other point, which was -1, 3. And there it is. So the fact that my line, 2x plus 5, is in fact going through the 2 points that were given to me tells me that I've done my slope-intercept form correctly. Now let's go back. Let's say that we were being asked for standard form. If I was being asked for standard form, I would have to keep going. Remember, standard form, I must get the x on the left side with the y. So what I would need to do is I would need to move the 2x by subtracting it. So I would have negative 2x plus y equals 5. But also keep in mind that standard form tells me that I'm not allowed to have a negative a term, in other words, the term in front of x. So I would need to reverse all three signs to make it completely correct. So my standard form would be 2x minus y equals negative 5. So once again, I have three forms. I have my standard form. That's here, 2x minus y equals negative 5. I have my slope-intercept form. And I have my point-slope form. Keep in mind, though, that regardless, when you're given 2 points like this, you need to find the slope first and then put it in point-slope form. It's at that point that you're going to convert it based on which form you're being asked for.